Hey, 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 what is going on, y'all? It has been a minute since we have jumped on the Greeley Business Spotlight. Listen, we are going to tap into an awesome conversation with my sister, my friend, and soon-to-be co-host. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there, y'all, okay? But we're going to dive into conversation. This is part 2, so it's almost been a year since we've had our first conversation.
Yep.
Right? And so a lot has transpired and a lot has taken place.
Yep.
So for those that are watching right now on YouTube and on Facebook, they've probably never seen you because I'm in new circles, you're in new circles.
Yep.
They probably don't know me.
Yeah.
So do us a huge favor, introduce yourself, let us know where you're coming in from, a little bit about what you do, and then we're going to dive into part 2 of your story.
Can't wait. I'm really excited. Thank you again, Coach Paul, for having me. I
course.
really appreciate it. And every time we get together and have these conversations about, where we're at, where we're sitting, what we're looking forward to, how God has moved in our lives, it's always great. So thank you very much for having me and letting me be a part of this journey here with you. I'm Dana Jansen. I'm the owner of Double J Homestead. I do anything sourdough bread, sourdough-based bakery. I do weekly orders, jumping into some mixes and some tallow now. So we're kind of evolving in a way that's moving, in a bigger world than just bakery.
So I'm hearing expansion.
Yeah.
You're expanding into
Yeah.
smaller things.
Mm-hmm.
However,
But all homestead based, all natural, all, have the at the forefront. If I have these ingredients in my kitchen, I can make it. And tallow is very much that way.
awesome.
So
So explain to us what is tallow, because I know Holly got some tallow, and I'm
yeah.
like, what is tallow? Is that like Halloween? Like, what is it? Like, what is tallow?
tallow is rendered down beef fat, grass-fed, grass-finished portions to actually use it on your skin, your face. It can't be a grain-finished cow that we're using the fat from.
Gotcha.
So I buy the fat from actually a farm here outside of Greeley towards Kersey.
Okay.
It's a regenerative farm, so it's completely organic. They have the regenerative label. There's no sprays, no chemicals of any sort allowed on their property or near their property.
Mm-hmm.
They raise these cows grass-fed, grass-finished. I buy the fat, take it home. The rendering process is in a crock pot, render it down, drain it, strain it, put it through the cheesecloths, get it as clean as possible. That process is 6 hours at a time, and I do that about 5 to 6 times per rendering down process. So before it gets to the point where I can start mixing it with my other oils and stuff, putting it in jars, it's a 6-day process before I can even start to get, nothing I do is easy.
I know, right? I'm
like,
like,
let's just take a week to get to the point where we can actually make something tangible.
so, okay, so there's a huge process to this.
Yeah. Yep.
What does it do?
So it is the closest thing that you can have to nourish your skin. People have used it for generations that mocks your actual skin's barrier that it tries to create itself. So there's vitamin A, K, E, D, all naturally in beef tallow. So it mocks your skin's natural ability to hydrate itself.
Okay.
Fantastic for any kind of sensitive skin, eczema, anything like that, because there's no fillers in it. There's no synthetic fragrances, nothing like that. You could put the face one on your face and on your lips, and if you lick your lips off, it's edible. Like, that's how natural it is. And it's just really, really good for your skin. The additional oils and stuff I put in it, whether it's for face or body,
Right.
is gonna naturally help your skin the way that your body naturally would itself. So it's very, very healthy for you. It's very natural.
Wow.
People have used it before lotion was a thing and we had all of the synthetic additives and stuff like that. This is what people used to help heal their skin.
So this works with everyone's composition of their body, their
Correct.
skin, all of that.
Correct. The same way your body naturally would do it itself.
The powerful part about this that I love is that, in junior high, I believe, I remember reading and learning and studying with social studies and all that stuff, history, that they used to use animal fat as soap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just gross. But now that I'm in a different space, y'all,
Yeah.
right? Now that I'm in this different space of health, wellness, holistic, God, like the things that he's given us,
Yeah.
he's given us to heal our bodies.
And I'm a firm believer of that, without having a natural ability to heal it within what he's created.
I mean, it's biblical.
Yeah.
He
it
said,
is.
I created all the herbs, the seed,
Yes.
every seed bearing plant, everything, the water, the atmosphere, the
Yeah.
earth, everything is here.
Those are things that have been lost because we've got pharmaceuticals shoving fast reliefs down our throats, and we've got the grocery store putting, well, this will last longer in your fridge. It's convenient. It cooks faster. That's all being shoved down our throats. So generation to generation, we've forgotten that God's gifts are given to us right here on earth.
Yeah.
In the form of herbs,
Right.
essential, obviously essential oils pulled from the things that he has naturally given us.
Absolutely.
Flowers, herbs, bark, things that
Yeah.
are already there that are healing and very, very purposeful that we've just lost sight of because,
Convenience.
yeah,
And like, not going to get into the weird space, but
I'll go there.
but like the government has created this
Yep.
thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Pharmaceuticals and
It's all intentional. It is all
every bit of
intentional.
it. And so pharmaceuticals is really pharmakia, which is witchcraft. When you break it down, it's what it is, y'all. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a truthist.
Yes.
I just want the truth.
I can see it, and people are going to call truth or not. People are going to call it a conspiracy, regardless, because they
Right.
don't want to believe it, right? So, which is fine. You live your life the way you want to, and I'm going to believe what I want to believe. And I think the truth is slowly coming out about a lot of this stuff.
Oh, it's fastly coming out.
Yeah. So I think our conspiracies are coming to light. It's just fine.
If YouTube like kicks us off because we're talking about that, cool. That just means we're making a mark.
I think we're one of a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
So tallow, amazing stuff. You have all your products here.
Yeah.
So last year, I'm trying to remember our conversation from last year. It's, I'm 53, y'all, so I don't remember like it was yesterday. However, there was a lot of building, and there was a lot of, if I could keep it 100, there was some fear. There was some like, how do I grow? What do I do? Like, what is God doing?
Absolutely.
And that's why I love our conversations, because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, what is God doing? Like, I remember one of the pieces of conversation that you were like, God knows everything. Like, we can't hide from anything,
Yep.
whether it's good or bad.
Yep.
So what have you seen God do in your business? Because now I see the pictures, I see the posts, and I'm like, sourdough and steak, that gets me because I'm a steak guy.
Right.
When I see that, I'm like, what is she up to? Like, what is she doing? And it's like, just like the connections that I see you out there, your name is in different circles now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Dana. And so some of the buzzwords are the sourdough chick. And I'm like, that'd be a cool little hashtag for her, the sourdough chick. And they're like, yeah, we love it. Like, we love her bread. And I'm like, oh, wow. So there's been some growth.
There's definitely been some growth. And, back to our conversation last year where, I was uncertain, like, do I hit the brakes? This has gotten to a point where I'm big enough, I'm doing this enough, where it's time-wise interfering in some family things, or a lot of my schedule is having to alter because of my full-time job or my track practice with my daughter, or I have this school event with my son, whatever it may be, and that was concerning to me because I didn't want to ever feel like I was putting my family in second place. Since then, God has done nothing but show me that this is full on. We're rocking and rolling. I have, companies reaching out to me wanting to collaborate. My Valentine's Day box we just did, it was so random. They reached out to me via Messenger and we're just like, this is our idea. Here's my phone number. Would love to chat, love to meet with you in person and talk about what this might look like, not just for a Valentine's Day box. That's our most recent goal,
Right.
But what it looks like for a subscription box in the future.
Wow.
And having, both of us be a part of that. And just little things like that. I'll put out my holiday orders and my holiday orders will just go nuts. Just the most massive amount of orders you can imagine. I have to hire help in for those certain days. Marie, which my neighbor, great real estate agent.
Yes. Shameless plug. She was on this Greeley Spotlight last year, so go give her a look-see.
She's great. She's, come over. She's my neighbor behind me, so she's hopped over and helped me do packaging and whatever I needed during those crazy holiday seasons. And then, the next week I'm like, okay, well, let's put out orders. It's going to be minimal. And it's just this blow up again where I'm just like, I did not expect this.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this, and God has done nothing but show me, like, you're on it. You're on the path.
Wow.
Keep following.
Yeah.
Keep following. You're on the path. You're doing what you need to do. And there are a lot of other nudges that I know exist, and I know are there, and I know He's still nudging me on. That the pieces just haven't fallen into place yet, and I know that looks like I'm not listening. I know it does, and like we talked last time, no risk without reward, or no reward without the risk. And there's definitely a lot of risk involved in what would be that next step, which is brick and mortar, as far as expense and the unknown. But I think there's a ton more added good that can come from that. It's just being able to be in a position, in a location where I want to be, which is impossible to find.
So we're talking about expansion. We're talking about passion. We're talking about family.
Yeah.
Talking about still a little fear in there.
Oh, of course. I don't think
Okay.
that'll ever go away.
Okay. So you said something like the location, which is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Where would you like to be?
Main Street, Windsor, Colorado.
Okay.
You know, just the most
You know,
impossible
yeah,
location to find a brick and mortar.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
But that's just that's the vision that I want, that I know I would be successful in that community. I think that's where God has led me. Otherwise, I'm not from there. I don't live in Windsor.
Yeah.
I have no other draw to that other than it is an incredibly busy street. The people seem amazing. There's tons of walk-in traffic. It's a busy, cute little town. And a good portion of the brick and mortar that I've shared my vision with you before is that
Yeah.
I also don't just want to have a bakery. I want to have a space that is welcoming and inviting and safe for people to come and do Bible studies,
Yeah.
to come and pray, to come and have time with God, where spaces, otherwise you go into a local coffee shop, it might not feel like, okay, we're going to go and talk about this, but we kind of, we
Gotta be a
really
little bit quiet.
core
It's like a library.
Exactly. And I just feel like there's still a need, and I've felt like that for a year. There's still a need for a space for people to go and feel welcome, and where two or more gather in His name, it is church. To give an opportunity for that, well, maybe if you want to enjoy some bread, that's great. Whatever that looks like for you, that space is important for me.
I like the whole concept of bread.
Breaking
Because
bread.
what did Jesus do? He broke bread.
Broke bread.
Right? And it's amazing to hear the story behind it. It's amazing to hear the bigger vision now. Like I said, okay, why? Like, where do you want to be? And then Windsor. And it's basically you answer the question, why Windsor? And so in this mindset, in this place of this is where God is leading me, that for so many people is the hindering factor, because they're like, I can never be there. So I'll just hunker down and I'll settle.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So let's I felt that one. She's like, yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, that's not an option.
Yeah, well, that's not an option. So let's talk boldness in that. I want us to speak to that business owner, because I know that when I started my remodeling business, people were like, it's the wrong time of year, dude. It was September. It's like September, that's everyone's going back to school.
Yep.
Funds
Hard
are
to find
low.
help.
Hard to find help. Like
Seasonal.
end of the year, we got
Yeah.
Thanksgiving come up. And like, what are you doing? And I'm like, God told me to start it. I'm a jumper.
Just doing what I'm told.
And within 2 weeks' time, I had a $2,500 contract come in. Like, okay, cool. I can paint that. Okay, cool. And then from there, word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth,
Yeah.
word of mouth. What am I getting at? I never had a brick and mortar. However, I did have a vision that God gave me
And a risk.
and a risk. Like, okay, here we are, because I left the full-time job.
Wow.
I didn't start doing my remodels
Scary.
as I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm
Even
like,
an inch into it, you
my
jumped.
me and my wife I'm like, this is what I need to do. She's like, okay, so jump. So
God bless Holly.
what we did do is I said, okay, here's what I would need per month. Got the numbers
what I
together.
need to have, yep.
Okay, so then I started being able to look at my jobs. Like, I was never the guy that went to the computer and looked at all the different items.
Data.
And no, I looked at it. I'm like, I could do this in 2 days.
Right. Here's my hours.
Day and a half,
here's
2
my-
hours. Okay, it's gonna be this. Cool. When can you start? I can start tomorrow. Or I can start right now.
Right. Let me go get my stuff.
Let's roll. And they're like, oh, mind you, I would pull up in an 89 Honda Accord, 4-door, not even a hatchback,
Nice.
a sedan,
I don't want to age you, but that's the year I was born.
right? Holy moly. You're like my little sister.
At the very end of
Yes.
that year, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So the truth is like,
Yeah.
I was like pulling up to job sites, ladders hanging out, shop vacs in the front seat,
Yeah.
7-Eleven stuff on my dashboard because I'm
Yeah.
eating while I'm driving,
Right.
and I'm got a notebook with scribbles and this and that and a phone and
Yeah.
all the things. And I'd show up to jobs, and there was one time it was embarrassing, but it was also humbling, but I was also like bold about it. They're like, well, and I walked up and like, hey, they're like, oh, we thought you were the contractor coming. I'm like, I am the contractor. But they saw my car.
They're like, yeah.
And they're like, oh, so is that your service car? And I'm like, thinking to myself, what is that?
You're like, that's the office runner. It's
I'm
fine.
like, what is that? What does it matter what I pulled up in?
Right.
And so I was kind of heated, but then I was kind of like, when I dropped the price, I knew what I was doing.
Right.
I'm like, here's what it is. I need half down. We can start tomorrow. Boom, boom, boom. And when I was done, they were like, wow. Can I tell you something? I'm like, yeah. They're like, we didn't think like you knew, like you just.
What you were doing.
But as you came into our house, you were pointing stuff out and you knew things that other contractors were saying. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, here's the proof. Mm-hmm. That you never look at what somebody drives. I said, I would rather hire somebody that pulls up in an 89 Accord,
Absolutely.
to be honest,
Yeah.
than the guy that's got the
Yeah.
$100,000 truck.
Exactly.
Why?
Because his prices are paying for that truck.
Yes. And I want to help the underdog.
Yep.
I said, because I've been the underdog.
Yep.
I am the underdog.
Absolutely.
In ministry, when I would hear, oh, we don't serve those people. I am those people.
Yeah.
Now you're hitting
Yeah,
a heartstring that's like, should I even be a part of this ministry?
Yes, exactly.
Should I be a part of this organization?
These may not be my people.
These may not be my people.
Yeah.
Right? Let's segue into that. Community.
Yeah.
Connection.
Yep.
You know me, I'm all about connection, community,
Yes.
collaboration.
Yes.
Right? When we first met, we connected.
Very instantly.
Right? Like, hey, like, cool. Like, hey, like, we need to connect. Oh,
Right.
you're going on a mission trip. How can we help? Like,
Yeah.
all the things, right? So, based off of what I just said, like the community, the right tribe, the right people,
Right.
how has that benefited your business besides your family? Of course, Nick is solid.
Oh, of
right?
course,
The
yeah.
kids love mama. Obviously, they love the sourdough.
Yeah, they
Give me the bread.
I do. And they're helpful and amazing, yes. But
So let's speak on that. Has it been good? Has it been bad? Have you lost some people? Have you gained some people? You don't have to mention names, but how does
Yeah.
how does all that work for where you are?
I mean, I think it is the wheels that operate the machine is connection and communication, and your 3 C's that you base so much of what you do off of is huge. I mean, that's who you surround yourself with, who you connect with, who knows about you. Word of mouth, just like you just said, how your construction business took off the way it did, is huge. I don't necessarily think that it's just the bread talking for itself.
Come on.
Which is amazing, but I appreciate when people reach out to me. This is so good. I shared word of mouth. I shared it with my cousin. They loved it. Wonderful. But I think the connections personally that I've made, I try to be incredibly personal with every person that buys from me, that supports me, that's there for me, that even just may not buy from me, but hey, I told so-and-so about your business. I shared your website. I shared your post on Facebook. It's amazing. And to have those personal connections for any business or business owner,
Right.
if you are a person that can connect with someone's heart and soul and just be a good human, your business it is going to take off and be amazing solely on your humbleness, your attitude, your personability, and the connections you're making, regardless of whether it's worth a sale or not.
Right.
As far as losing, for sure. I've lost a lot of people, but I genuinely do believe that the losses that we experience, I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
It's okay.
The losses that we experience are those people were placed in your life during the time that God needed them to be there for you to learn a lesson, for them to learn a lesson that you had to offer them. And once that season is over, once both of you have gotten what you've needed, that God has needed you guys to learn, to be pressed on your mind, to be pressed on your soul, I think that those people go away in and this is how it has been my experience. I'm a very peaceful person as far as things don't end aggressively or bad or yelling or anger. I want that person to have their peace. I'm going to have mine. And I think that God did his due diligence here. And I'm speaking on longer term, friendships, things that, family, things that have, a larger impact than a customer who decided to no longer purchase. Right. I think things happen and come and go. But as far as long-term relationships, I think that they were imprinted for a reason, for the term that they were. Yeah. And God knows what he's doing. And so when something like that ends, it's just because it was the time. You've learned what you needed to. You've experienced what you needed to. The imprint has been made, and now you can go and the better person I needed you to be in those areas, you can go and spread and share that now.
So good.
Thank you.
It comes down to a personal brand.
Yeah.
And that's what I really try to stress to people. And I didn't understand that I was already creating a personal brand. My personal brand has always been bigger than my business brand.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. And so I've learned that even though I'm creating my personal brand, I still have to run a business. You follow what I'm saying?
I do. Absolutely.
And so for those of you out there that are starting in the online space, physical, local space, whatever, the truth is that you have to create a personal brand.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that piece. Like you said, it's the connection.
Right.
It's the conversation. Obviously, there's passion with the emotions that came.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the Kleenex? Well, there's a handkerchief over there. Let me go run and grab it. But that's that's why I do what I do on this show.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Not like, yes, we got it. No, Fountain's like, oh, hit the likes. No, it's not that. It's because people have to know the stats part of the effed up story.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't come without.
It doesn't come without adversity. You don't win a Super Bowl without an opposing team.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this adversity, these things that come against us, what does it do for you?
Well, I think it makes you grow, because without certain experiences and knowledge and how to deal with those adversities.
Right.
With grace. And I think that's the hardest part is, going, like I just explained, like I'm going to stomp out, yell, scream. You're not going to know why I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to go peacefully and quietly and with grace.
Have a conversation.
Yep, because, the things that hurt and tear us down and alter our view and our, the way we see things and the way we deal with people and who we let in affects us the deepest, I think. And then that's how you, walking through business, through personal life, how you teach your children to, kids at school are mean. Teaching your children how to deal with adversity with grace and all of those things, you have to lead by example. Yeah. And we can teach our children that, we can teach our peers that because of what we've gone through, because of the loss we've experienced, because of the situations that we've been put in, the painful moments, the loss. And
so good.
It is good, but it's not always good when it happens.
No. Doesn't feel good.
No.
It's not what you pray for.
But really, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't have the time to pour into my family, into the people who really, really matter, if I hadn't experienced, massive loss on friendships. I'm in a season. This is really weird you're bringing this up. Is I'm in a season right now of isolation. Like God's like, your family and this business that I own, that you're running, Dana, but I own this business because we talked about that last time too. These are the factors, and everyone's going to be slowly taken away until you focus, and that has been happening to me. And that's probably why I got emotional, where, isolation is needed. Focus on things that are important, things that are actually going to be building what his plan is for you and not distracting.
When I look at the words, because I'm a word guy, what I've learned is isolation is a mug. It's a mug, right?
Yeah.
But we can look at it as isolation, or we can look at it as solitude, right?
Yeah.
The enemy likes to isolate us.
Right. Yeah.
God wants us to have solitude with him.
Right. Yeah. So yeah.
Because the word says Jesus went up to the mountain to have solitude with the Father.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Yep.
So that, I think one of the reasons why it's so painful sometimes in the isolation, solitude, seclusion, whatever we want to call it. Call it Susie, right? But the truth is that I think the hardest thing, and I would love for you to speak on this, is because now we have to look at us.
Yeah.
We have to look deep on the inside to say, okay, why am I here again? I was here before, and I'm here again.
Yeah.
If you want to speak on that, cool, because I believe there's some people out there. And I was going to ask the question earlier, like, what's the difference? Because we've talked about connection and community and collaboration.
Yep. If you asked me that 2 years ago, my answer would be different than it is today.
So let's start from 2 years ago. What would that answer be?
The more people you surround yourself with, the better you're going to be.
I love it. Today?
And today, I very much know that that is not for me, not how I want to live, for me to focus on what's important and what I really, truly want to get out of life and my family and where I want my business to go. The people that you keep really, really close to you, your very, very small circle, are the ones that the connections are elite. Networking is obviously huge. I've had, been to a lot of different little events here and there, had random people, lawyers' offices reach out to me. I got, your card from so-and-so, which I met at a networking event. We need to order 15 loaves for Christmas for our clients. Networking is huge, right? Great for those type of things. As far as connection, I think God gives you a small amount of people that have your back no matter what, that you can lean on, that help you through the asks that God gives you that are not easy. And here is your handful of people that you can rely on.
Right.
And since, I've been in this season of life where a lot of people have been removed, I've met so many great people. I've met so many great people. And the groups I find myself in, none of us are close friends, but they're amazing people. They're amazing humans.
Right.
I've watched people I have met once in my life reach out to 6 people about my business. And I think what that has taught me is some of the closest people to me, meaning my family, my closest friends throughout this whole process of the last 6 years of me diving into this, they don't spread my business, right? They're just like, oh, look at her, she's doing it, she's got it. And it's not anything against them, but you meet this random person one time. Total stranger to you. And they supported your business more in the last 5 minutes than the 6 years of support that you've had from very close people. And it's just, I think it's all important. It's all full circle. People get removed, new people come in. It's amazing to watch God's hands at work with what he's capable of and who he gives you in life. And I think that that's really the biggest thing. You've got your soul group, right? That near and dear, these are my ride or dies. Do anything for them. They'll do anything. Exactly. I'll do anything for them. And then you get surrounded around these amazing people who are smaller pieces of the puzzle. But man, that's what makes the picture. Yeah. Right? So
let me ask you this final question as we wrap it up. So the people that said, hey, I'm referred you to 6 different people, are they business owners?
Some yes, some no.
The reason I ask is because I was just talking to my electrician this morning, good friend of mine from the men's group, and I said, hey, I know you're working up in Estes, but have you gone to Village Bagels? Jonathan, this is for you, baby. And he's like, no, but my brother has. And he said, dude, they're fire. I'm like, dude, go and talk to Jonathan. I said, I know him personally. I said, I'm blessed to be able to have bought his first T-shirt that he had when he first started the bagel shop.
Cool.
So me and him have created this, and we've only talked 3 times. That's
Isn't
it.
That crazy?
But when I come in, he's like, dude, what's up? Like, and
Yeah.
once a year I'll go and I'm like, I gotta have a Village Bagel because
Yeah.
they are fire.
I'm sure.
So what I'm getting at is that I believe that a lot of times our family looks at it like, oh, you got it, you're killing it. But a business owner is like, I know their pain.
Right.
I know that they need referrals. Plus,
Right.
it's a reciprocity.
Right.
You reap, you sow.
Exactly.
You sow, you reap.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what this
Amen.
whole Greeley Business Spotlight is about. This show isn't about me. I have my own podcast. Go and check it out, Built for Confidence, okay? It's on Spotify, just saying. But at the same time, it's like, that's why this whole thing has been created to not only promote Double J, not only to promote High and Low Designs, not only to promote Marie Warren or Julie or anybody else that I interviewed,
Yeah.
but it's also to promote Link Library. This right here, this studio, this is
So nice.
a game changer.
Yeah.
But we're able to utilize the community. And I haven't been here for about 6 months.
I know.
And to come in and be like, Joshua, dude, what's up? And
So great.
it's the camaraderie that we have. That's what builds a network
Yeah.
versus I'm going to go network.
Right.
Which leads me to my Kingdom Link network. All right. If you're in the online space, you want to find a tribe that is Christian kingdom entrepreneurs and business owners. Come and check us out. That link will be in the show notes of this podcast. But Dana, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for building this space for business owners to come and talk and about what they're doing, what they've got going on, what their goals are. Creating a space that you do is seriously, and I was thinking about that on the way over here, like what you do for business owners is incredible, and thank you for that. Thank you for creating this
Thank you.
space and having it be safe and fun and energetic and emotional and just kind of get everything out
The
there.
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, and that's one thing about you is like you can sit here. You're such a safe, comfortable person. Is you could have anybody sitting in the seat next to you, and I can guarantee they're gonna feel safe. They're gonna feel like, oh, I can. This is a great opportunity. He's asking such great questions. This just feels like a super easy conversation. And so, thank you for creating a space like that for business owners and putting other people out there and doing what you do. It's very appreciated.
I'm a connector by heart.
Yeah.
And I love it. So, Dana, do us a huge favor. First of all, speak to the camera and let that business owner know right now, like based off of this conversation, whatever is on your heart, whether they're afraid, whether they're afraid to expand, if they're busy networking, and whatever's on your heart to share with somebody right now, a precise word that will help them get out of their old mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to start with one loaf of bread, or I'm going to start with one paintbrush. I'm going to start with one tire. I'm going to start with one window. Speak to that person today.
I mean, I guess the one word that's coming to my mind right now is patience. And I think God's vision for us as business owners, I am very much guilty of being the rush. Here's what we need. Here's what I need this to look like. Let's pull the trigger. I want this thing put together by tomorrow. And this whole process of putting together Double J and my brand and the love that I've poured into it, the labor of love that it is to be patient and let things fall into place the way that He has intended. Because when it's rushed, you can't rush God and His plan. Patience, it'll come together with your diligence, and just keep grinding and keep pushing and keep following Him and listening to His word and listening to His guidance. It's not always clear, but be patient with it and pray and talk to Him about, what our next step is, and keep pouring love into it because it shows, I think.
Dana, thank you so much.
Thank you so
for being here
much. I
today.
appreciate it.
And remember, y'all, follow her on Facebook, Instagram. What is your handle?
Double J _Homestead.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. How do they order your bread?
Hotplate.com /Double J Homestead, I believe is the full link.
Okay.
But we'll put that below. But it's through Hotplate. You can sign up on there, sign up for text messages. It'll automatically send you a text when I open my menus for the week, when I put out tallow, because those have been just flying off the shelves, selling
Yeah.
out. So
I think Holly just you
Yeah,
recently got
I think she got my last one of my
Yes.
last batch, actually. And so I had people, how do I order? How do I order? And I'm like, well, it's not on there yet because it's not on there right now because I'm sold out. It flew
Yeah.
off the shelves, which has been a whirlwind of an experience too, where, you know, you take a chance and I'm going to try this. And I've been using what I create on myself for the last 2 years.
Right.
I've been making it myself, and I'm like, well, I've got a base knowledge of how to do it. Let's give it a shot, and it's gone crazy. So
listen, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. I know we have gone long today. It's just been jam packed. But listen, we had to. This is part 2. There's going to be a part 3 and a part 4 and all the things because there's so much that we could just talk about. And so, like I said earlier, be on the lookout because I've got a new co-host that will be with me once a month. And we're going to dive into conversations just like this on how to help you build your business, how to overcome the fear. I'm not a numbers and graphs guy, but I'm the guy that'll get you your mindset in the right place to be like, listen, God called you to it. God's going to get you through it. So we love you guys. God bless you. And we'll catch you on the next Greeley Business Spotlight.